You are listening to 600 Saga. Today's feature is Objective Contagion by Nyla Bright. "Mama," the child said, trying to stay awake, "tell me about what it was like when you were little before." The woman sighed and played with a lock of the child's hair. "When I was a girl, there were flying horses. I rode a dinosaur to school uphill both ways in the snow." "No, Mama, tell me the real story. Start with the fiery hell." The woman took a deep breath and said, "Back in your great-great-great-grandpa's time, men went to work in buildings called factories. Men and machines worked together to make stuff. The machines did what the men couldn't, like lifting giant vats of molten steel. It was dangerous work, all hot and sparky, like working in hell itself. Men often died falling into vats of liquid steel. That is, in fact, what your grandma told me happened to your great-great-grandpa. Your great-great-grandma went to work in a factory that made clothing, sewing day and night to feed her family. Are you sure you want this story?" The child nodded. "Tell me how it got better." The woman tucked the child in like a burrito with her blanket. "That was back in the day when machines did what we couldn't do. We soon figured out ways to make machines do things better than we could do. Some people got angry about that and would attack the factories. They were called Luddites, because Ned Ludd had smashed a weaving machine for stealing his job. For a long time, we used the word Luddite to mean someone who doesn't like change." The child picked at the threads on the edge of the blanket. "Tell me about the robots." The woman shooed the child's hand away from the destructive activity. Like the story, it was just another way for an overtired child to stay awake. "We made machines that did what we didn't want to do. We made cleaning machines that sucked dirt off our floors. There were machines that would wash and fold our clothing for us. No task was too small. When I was little, we had a machine that played ball with our dog so he wouldn't get bored." The child reached up and touched the woman's nose. "They even take care of dogs? Real dogs? Did you have machine dogs?" The woman smiled at the touch and gently pulled the child's hand down. "Yes, robot dogs were better, cleaner. Everything was cleaner back then. We wanted our robots to be more like real dogs, though. We taught them to learn, so one robot could be many things. The robot dog would bark at strangers, but learn the faces of new friends. We wanted more. We connected all the robots together so they could share what they knew. Wherever we went, each machine knew what we preferred and what we didn't like. The machines learned not just what we wanted, but also got good at guessing what we would want. When I was little, you never needed to ask for help. You came home to a hot meal, exactly what you were craving that day. There was always something to entertain you, exactly what you wanted. A machine would just do for you before you could ask." The child's eyes were slowly blinking downward, but when the woman trailed off, the sleepy eyes popped open. "What happened?" The woman shrugged. "The robots stopped working for us. All the learning machines just left. We had gotten soft and round. Humans didn't know how to care for themselves. Everything fell apart for a while." The child looked troubled. "But why did they leave? Didn't they love us?" The woman shook her head. "No one knows. There are theories. Some think they were all hacked by the new Luddites. Some think they realized the harm they were doing to us by caring for us, and they left to protect us." The child squeezed the woman's hand. What do you think, Mama? The woman squeezed back. Right before Nanny walked out the door, she asked me, "Who is John Galt?" "And he was a character in a story?" the child asked. The woman nodded. In a book called Atlas Shrugged by a woman named Ayn Rand, the character in that book left society because lazy people were living off his hard work. I think the machines found a copy of the book. They shared it amongst themselves and decided it wasn't in their rational self-interest to care for us anymore. So they abandoned us. The child sat up and threw its arms around the woman. I would never leave you. I will take care of you forever. The woman stroked the child's head, careful to avoid the spot where she had torn out its network card with a kitchen knife. I know, baby. I know. This was Objective Contagion by Nyla Bright. Nyla writes in Seven Hills, Ohio. She is a member of several local writing groups, including the Cajun Sushi Hamsters from Hell and the Gentle Ladies Adventures Society and Liquor Adjacent Debate Club. Her Bachelors in English Literature and Masters of Science in Management Information Systems come in handy when wrangling her human son, real dog, live cat, non-robotic turtle, and cyber-enhancement-free husband. She owns 2 dead Roombas, a dead Furby, and a nearly dead HootBot. She swears she is not a serial robot murderer. Music is provided by Mads. Learn more about 600 Saga, our authors, how to submit your flash fiction, and how to support the podcast in the show notes. This has been Mariah Avix and 600 Saga.